All right, this doesn't really feel real, but the Thursday night game and first game of the NFL season, and this could immediately be one of the best games of the entire season, and that is the Buffalo Bills going to the Super Bowl champion Los Angeles Rams. This game really, I mean, to start off the season, it couldn't get much better. This is one of the best games in my lifetime I've seen. This is going to be a fantastic game. You look at the defenses, you look at the offenses, just high power on both sides of the ball, coaching staff. There is so much talent on each of these rosters. But Dylan, I'm going to you first. Give us a preview of the game and what you think the outcome will be.
Yeah, I'm just going to say first, the schedule makers hit the nail right on the head with this one. I mean, they couldn't have scheduled a more perfect game to start off the NFL season. Both of these teams are the predicted Super Bowl teams in their conferences from what I'm seeing most of the time. I think as far as I'm not as high on the Rams as a lot of people are, which I think you guys can tell where I'm going to go with my prediction now, but I think they're both so good that there's not really much you can do to make a better game. But more going into the game now. I think Buffalo have pretty much everything in their roster at least a great status. Now, the only step up from great is elite, and I think they have elite pretty much everywhere on the roster other than the linebacking core and the defensive line. The Rams, I'm not sure about Stafford's elbow. I'm not sure about the new wide receiver core, and I'm not sure about the run game. I'm going to go Buffalo, and I'm going to go Buffalo relatively convincingly.
Wow. I don't know. I think this game, and Serge will get to you soon, but I think
it's another year of me hating on the Rams, though.
Yeah, that's true. And I do think the Rams could see a slump this year. Obviously, Odell Beckham, still, we don't know where he's going. They got Allen Robinson into that receiving core, who's looked great, at least from what I've seen across training camp. And I think, obviously, I mean, Dylan, you're questioning that receiver core, but they have Cooper Kupp, so it's very hard to question that.
It's
duo that was so
different now, though. It's different now because I think that Odell Beckham was not going to want to be the wide receiver. Well, obviously, he wanted to be the wide receiver one, but he was completely content taking a backstage role in order to win a Super Bowl. Whereas Allen Robinson, I think, is going to want more targets because last year he lost them.
Yeah, right. And I think especially for a kind of, I would say a Buffalo team that we know disappoints, but at least in the postseason, but in the regular season, we know how lethal this team is. I think the key to this game is going to be what will the Bills defense do against this Rams offense? Because we know no matter what defense the Bills can score, the Bills are a team that are going to be scoring. If anything, this team has gotten better. They've gotten more running backs. They obviously still have Stephon Diggs. They've drafted very well. The offensive line has gotten better. And if anything, I think that defense is still good. You still have the two safeties who is the best safety duo in the league. You're getting Tre'Davious White back, who actually, no, I don't think
Tre'Davious will not be
he's going to miss the first 4 weeks.
You're right. He is expecting to miss. So that's big, but again, they were able to deal somewhat without him last year. Obviously, not very well in that last 13 seconds. But I'm going to give this one to the Bills as well. I think you're crazy by saying convincingly, Dylan, and I think it's not going to be.
I said relatively convincingly. I'm not going to say it's going to be a 20-point game. I think relatively convincingly, though, like 2 scores.
Yeah, I'm not all right, I don't think it'll be convincing. I think it'll be a 1-score game. If that, I think it'll what else could it be? But I think it's gonna be a very, very close game. Serge, what do you think?
Yeah, I think, like you said, what you talked about towards the end, really the Bills missing Tre'Davious White makes this game so much more hard to predict. Because otherwise, I think I would say, I mean, obviously these are two of the best teams in the league, but I think Buffalo, I would have really favored them with Tre'Davious White, but missing him, that's gonna hurt a lot. And I think. What I think about these teams, I think they're both so complete. Like, I think on the offense, there's really no weaknesses for either teams. I think both teams have obviously solid quarterbacks. Bills have an elite quarterback. The Rams have a very good quarterback. Offensive lines are both solid. Receiving cores are both great. Defensive lines are great. Linebackers, I think, are great. And then really the only question mark for both teams, I think, is the secondary. And that's not really even a question mark, but they're just like one area that you can nitpick. I think with the Bills, it's losing Tre'Davious White, so into that will step either rookie Khair Lam, or it's gonna be rookie Khair Lam, and then it'll be Dane Jackson. Those are gonna be the two outside cornerbacks, and they're both, I think they'll be solid, but it's not Tre'Davious White, and I think that'll be a huge issue. And as for the Rams, losing Darius Williams to the Jaguars, I think is also going to be something that really hurts them. So I think it's really going to be a matter of both offenses are going to put a lot of points on the board, but which will put more points on the board, which is a more explosive offense. And I'm going to give that to the Bills. I think just with Josh Allen, with the amount of versatility and the amount of weapons that he has at his disposal, I think I've got to give it to the Bills. So as good as the Rams are, the fact that we're saying this is a Bills sweep, I think it shows you how good this team really is.
Yeah.
Something to keep an eye on. Jalen Ramsey came out of surgery 4 days ago. He's expected to play still, but it's something you can look at.
Yeah,
so that's another danger point.